Noddy and Buddy says hi to everyone. Mama is making Noddy learn about the seven continents. Noddy loves to learn but finds it very difficult to remember their names. She thinks Buddy is lucky that he doesn't have to learn all this. Just then, Aunt Riz comes. Aunt Riz is Noddy's favorite aunt. Noddy is very happy to see her. Aunt Riz says, "Hi, what's going on?" "Don't ask," Mummy says. "I am trying to make her learn about continents." "But it's so difficult. There are seven of them with different sounds, not even rhyming." "I wish there was just one continent, all joined," says Noddy. Aunt Riz laughs. She says there was a time when it was true. There was just one giant supercontinent on Earth during the time of dinosaurs. Everyone looks surprised. "What are you saying? All the continents were joined? But how? And how did they separate and become seven? And how do you know about it?" "Ooh, so many questions. Let me answer them one by one," says Aunt Riz. "I'm a geology student and will be a geologist soon. And that is how I know about it." "Who is a geologist, Aunt Riz?" "Geologist is a person who studies about Earth and how it is formed. They also study about rocks. Long, long ago, when dinosaurs lived, all the continents were joined. It was like a supercontinent, and its name was Pangaea. So all the continents that you see today were part of it. Then how did it break? Did some alien come to break it?" "No, it broke because of interior of Earth." I don't understand." "If you imagine our Earth like a watermelon, then you can see that the only top part is hard and rigid. The part inside the Earth is different. It is soft and molten. The solid and rigid part on which we live and stand is called lithosphere. And the part that is below it is asthenosphere." What is asthenosphere?" "Asthenosphere. It means the part which is below the lithosphere, which is solid but still it can flow. Like a toothpaste, which is solid but still can flow." "So all the continents are part of this lithosphere?" asks Noddy. "Yes, but not just continents. Even the oceans are part of the lithosphere." "But oceans have no land. How can they be part of the lithosphere?" "Well, if you go deep inside the ocean, much more than even scuba divers can go, then you will find that even oceans have land, which is called oceanic crust. So, continent land is called continental crust, and ocean land is called oceanic crust. And like I said, these oceanic crust and continental crust and the land underneath makes the lithosphere, which is hard part. And lithosphere glides on this semi-molten part called asthenosphere. So just like landmass is divided into seven continents, lithosphere, that is land and oceanic crust, is also divided. And these parts are called tectonic plates. So, Aunt Riz, aren't they the same thing? Continents and plates? No. Continents are part of tectonic plates. Like Africa is part of African plate, Australia is part of Australian plate, North American plate, and alike. Similarly, all the continents and oceans belong to some plate or the other. There are seven major plates and few minor plates. These plates keep moving, sometimes towards each other and sometimes on the opposite side. These plates can smash each other, slide part each other, or even push each other underneath. And the movement of these plates caused our supercontinent, that is Pangaea, to spread apart and break into seven continents and five oceans that you see today. If you observe, these continents are much like a jigsaw puzzle, perfectly fitting into each other. For example, Africa just fits into South America. Are these plates still moving? Yes, but the speed is very, very slow. That is around 10 centimeter per year. And we are not able to feel it. Not even comparable to movement of ants. Thank God we are safe. It does not harm us then. Everyone laughs. But that is not completely true. The movement of these plates do causes changes, which we can feel, like volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, tsunamis. In fact, our great Himalayan range is formed because of tectonic plates movement. But why do they move? Asks Mummy. They move because of transfer of heat from bottom of earth to earth's surface, which is called convection. Wow, that was so interesting to know. But Aunt Riz, you talked about formation of Himalayas. How did that happen? Well, we'll talk about it post lunch. Right now I'm very hungry. If you also want to know about formation of Himalayas and other interesting things, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.